It's alright, it's alright.
And welcome to the conversation over a cup of tea with me, Frazana. This podcast is a space where we slow down, we reflect, and explore different aspects of wellness, not just physical health, but emotional and mental well being as well. Today's topic is something many of us feel but may not have words for it. The topic is somatic healing. We live in a world where we are constantly thinking, analyzing, and pushing forward. But what if healing doesn't begin in the mind alone? What if the body has its own story and wisdom? That's what we are going to learn to ignore, or we have learned to ignore in today's time. So before we begin, if you enjoy conversations around wellness, self-awareness, and conscious living, please like this episode, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone who may benefit. Your support helps these conversations reach more people. Okay, let's begin. Today, I am joined by someone I deeply respect. She is Coach Namita Malhotra. Hi, Namita. Thank you
Hi,
so much for
Farzana.
joining. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
joining.
having me
Oh,
here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is such a interesting topic, and I'm very sure my audience are going to love it. But before we get into the podcast questions, I just want to let the audience know Namita is a coach who works very closely with somatic awareness and body based healing, helping people reconnect with themselves in a very gentle and grounded way. Her work focuses on helping individuals understand how stress, emotions, and past experiences live in the body and how awareness can create real change. So, Namita, let me ask you a very basic jargon word, somatic. What does it mean?
Somatic simply means noticing your body. That's it.
Noticing your
It's just
body.
as simple as that. Most of us have forgotten we live so much on the outside, right?
Mm,
We do take care of our bodies in the sense we take a shower every day, we dress up, and we put on makeup, and we're always working to make the body look beautiful on the outside
mhm.
because all our senses are on the outside.
Correct.
And yet, what we deeply forget is connecting with the body. How many times have you stopped first thing in the morning to look at yourself in the mirror
Mm,
and talk to yourself and say, "Hey, how are you? Ah, I noticed this. And what is this trying to tell me?" So it's about reestablishing that connection with the body where you begin to notice every sensation, every message that it's trying to give you.
very interesting. Very interesting. You know, when you said look yourself in the mirror, I have this is my New Year's resolution. Every morning, I go in front of the mirror and tell myself, "You look beautiful. You are smart. You're wise. You're intelligent." I suppose I'm very close to what somatic means and what
Absolutely.
healing will come from that. I'm so we'll find out more today.
So,
So
just want to add on to that before we move on to the next question.
sure.
And as you're doing that, and I hope a lot of people in the audience are doing it as well, because a lot of awareness and a lot of manifestation coaches and a lot of healers have been saying, okay, wake up in the morning and tell yourself you love yourself, which is what you're doing, and say those affirmations, I'm wise. I
Mhm,
would like to add another layer to it and
mhm.
say, okay, just you say that, that's very good. But
Okay.
also pause, look at yourself in the eyes deeply,
Yes.
and just ask that question.
Mm.
How are you feeling today?
Hmm. Very interesting. So, so let's now the somatic word is understood. What is somatic healing itself? What would you say this is?
Okay, if I were to explain that, okay, before that, let me ask you something. Uh, you know, has it happened to you that, you're walking in a crowded space and you happen to spot a friend?
Mm.
Okay, and when you spot a friend, automatically, if it is somebody you really deeply like and admire, or you've had good interactions with, somebody who makes you feel loved, somebody who makes you laugh, uh, without anything, an automated response, your body will, like, your hand goes up and you're trying to catch their attention, you're like, hey, hi, and you're calling out.
Yes.
In
Yes.
that moment, it is so spontaneous
Mm.
and so automatic. You
Mm.
do not stop to give instruction to your body, okay, now, let's raise our hand to catch attention. Do you do that?
No,
So
it's
it's spontaneous, it's
spontaneous.
automatic,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And similarly, if you spot somebody who you've had not very pleasant experiences with, you dislike for whatever reason it may be, uh, your body just cringes.
Yeah.
You want to make yourself invisible in some way or the other. You'll turn, you would have noticed your body just cringes a little.
Yes.
It goes in, and then, you just want to, okay, bypass that person and make sure they
Go
don't
the other
catch,
way.
not to catch their attention.
Yes.
And that too is automatic.
Yes.
We don't do it, we don't instruct the body to do anything like that. It just automatically does that,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And that's what we mean by somatic healing, because our body stores information or experience of every interaction that we've had in the past. Every experience, how did you feel? And that is why the saying, when they say people might forget what you say,
Mm.
they will always remember how you made them feel, right?
What?
Even though your memory may fade of, a parent after long after they are gone,
Mm.
or, somebody who loved you, a teacher, or somebody, a friend, yet how they made you feel, your body still remembers. So when you think of them, you automatically just feels good.
Yeah.
And when you feel good, most of us do not pause enough to notice and acknowledge, where am I feeling good in the body? Oh, I'm feeling good. Fine, great. Where are you feeling good in the body?
Interesting. Wow. Very,
Right?
very interesting. Yeah. So, when you're talking about this, just a question that's popping up. How is this what you're saying is different from just talking about our problems or trying to think positively? Do you is there a connection, or how do you see that? Samit?
Okay. You answer that for me, okay? How many times on a day, when you're not feeling too good or something has happened and you're trying consciously
Mm.
through the mind only alone, or just, like, okay, I have to be positive, I have to be positive.
Hmm. Hmm.
And, you try to laugh and you try to smile, and then it just feels very forced. You feel that
Yeah.
strain of that forced smile because your body is not responding
To that
to that
thinking.
thought, to
Yeah.
that thinking, because there's a mismatch.
Yes.
Because the experience that the body has had is different from, whatever. You're now trying to do it
Because you have to.
forcefully
Yeah.
versus it happening automatically, or, you know, at the back of your mind
Mm.
from, the reptilian brain, this where, the amygdala is in the center, from the back, you're still holding the stimulus of sadness. Something has happened. The memory is still there. And yet, from the prefrontal cortex, which is the manager, and you're trying to say, okay, shh, we don't have to, go into that. We just want to smile. We just want to stay positive.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So instead, if you were to stop and pause and just notice and say, okay, I'm feeling sad. Okay, why? Where am I feeling it in the body?
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
just hold the thought, feel it,
Hmm.
and then ask yourself, what can I do to feel a little better? Or what will make it a little easy for me today? And then, if you do that thing, which your inner self is guiding you to do, you will notice that your body will be in sync with you. It'll respond and it'll go with the flow because now it's giving you the message. What should you be doing? What does it need?
Okay, okay. Sometimes I feel that, yeah, you're very right. Sometimes we don't realize, or we don't take a pause and think where this thinking is coming from. Why am I feeling sad? But sometimes it's also our, we become very stubborn. We don't want to listen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is where I maybe at the later, I will ask you how we can actually work on that. But for now, I think this is such an important thing you just talked about, that we should not. This is what my understanding is, that we should not relive the story or whatever thinking is coming in our mind, but we should learn how to listen to what the body is saying and what a body is holding. That makes sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So,
So when you said right about being stubborn and doing, see, most of us, okay, uh, exercise is something that doesn't come very these days because we've gotten so used to the comfort of sitting down and doing things and
mm,
and giving other things a priority. We've not made body our priority, so we find it very difficult to stick to a routine
yes.
of exercising or going to the gym. And that's when sometimes on some days you wake up and the body is sore,
Mm,
and you being stubborn, no, no, I just have to go to the gym, I am going to go no matter what. Yes, you should, because sometimes it's also laziness that's taking over,
correct.
and sometimes your body is demanding something else.
Mm.
Maybe it just seriously does need some rest.
So it's always
And those
good
are
to
the
listen to the
times.
body.
So, when you talk about somatic healing and understanding, it's building that connection with the body to understand whether, and being true to yourself, that whether
Mm,
am I being lazy,
mm.
or is it that I should honor the body and give it the rest that it needs?
So simple yet so important to understand this. Okay. So I'm listening to this and I have the feeling, um, is somatic healing somehow, is it different from the other modalities like NLPs or Reiki or breath work? We hear this talk to the therapist. How would you say, for the audience who's watching you right now, what do you think? Is it different? Is it almost the same? How does it work for anybody who's already in some kind of therapy, haven't heard of somatic healing? Now he's listening to you. What would you suggest to that person?
So I would say it is same and different both,
Okay.
because it is same when you're working out. Uh, you listen to your body and say, okay, now I think I've had enough. I can't go beyond this, right? And if I go beyond this, maybe something will pull or tear. Like this is my limit, my body's limit at this current point. It needs more training to do more, right?
Right.
Or you listen to the body and say, okay, today I'm, most of us know, okay, today I'm just full of energy, I can do anything. Today I'm feeling exhausted. So I think, and Reiki and all, they're also, every modality that we speak of, is good and useful in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's always a combination of things that works best.
Okay.
We can't say, okay, just somatic, meaning I'll just sit and listen to my body and do nothing. That's not going to help either, right? Because you need to listen to your body and then take some action. So then
Perfect.
you got to do something,
Got it.
right? And then probably you listen to your body, you understand, and then probably use some NLP to create those changes within, right?
So,
So it's,
yeah.
I think, independently, every modality, breath work also is a form of somatic, because when you're breathing and noticing the body and being fully present and aware,
Yeah.
it's also somatic, right?
Yeah.
Somatic as a word, it has become popular now,
Yes.
and yet there is little awareness about it.
Mm.
Somatic healing, just simply put, would mean when I integrate my body and mind together, and
Mm.
it could be through any modality. But
Okay.
somatic healing also by itself is a very powerful first step to awareness,
Okay.
to
So,
understanding what does the body need.
right. So, in other words, they all complement each other, but somatic would be the first step for anyone uh, if they are trying to get into any kind of therapy for whatever trauma they have. Th-
Let me explain this a little bit, something personal, okay?
Okay.
Uh, until I became aware, until I did my coach training,
Mhm.
which was 4 years ago now,
Okay.
uh, I used to be one person who had frequent headaches, okay?
Okay.
And I would just pop a pill and, oh, I'm having a headache. What do I do? Just take a pill, which is very normal, right? Like most people end up doing that.
Yes.
And a lot of women who are working, exhausted, oh, I'm having a headache. I've had a bad day, and take a pill. I used to very frequently pop a pill.
Wow.
Once I learned what I learned,
Mm-mm.
and did my coach training and NLP training, and then gradually became more aware of somatic, I realized all I had to do, the moment I now feel a little heaviness starting in my head, I just pause and say, okay, what am I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
What's bothering me?
Mm-hmm.
What's here? What am I, you know? And it just goes.
So here,
I
may I
have
ask?
not taken a pill for headache
Wow.
in the last 4 years.
So may I ask something here? So you are now an experienced coach. Now you know exactly where situation could be when you say you are having a headache again. But now you know where to pause, when to what to recognize in your body. For people like myself who has never heard of that somatic healing, something like this exists until today, what do you suggest for those people? How can they figure out their process, or where do they start?
So, a good starting point would be in the morning when you wake up, like I said, when you're doing your morning, this thing, say hello to yourself.
Hmm.
Just take a minute or so to just deeply look at yourself, notice, and you will notice, oh, today I look, little,
Down.
then ask, what is it?
Okay.
What's bothering me?
Okay.
Okay. Today I look, if you've had a good night's sleep, you may find yourself on, like I do. On some days I feel, oh, wow, I just woke up and I'm feeling, like I look good. And
Yeah.
on some days I'm like, you look like an old haggard. So
Okay. Okay.
it's like then talking to yourself, what happened?
Yeah.
What was I thinking of at night? Maybe I was dreaming of something, maybe something. The body is storing the memory of that, right?
Right.
And it is impacted. And then after you brush your teeth, whatever, when you do your prayers, or if you have an exercise routine, couple of minutes in the morning, begin slow, begin with 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Mm.
and just sit and notice, is there a sensation? Is there, heaviness anywhere in the body? Is my head feeling light? And to begin with, you can even just observe every part of the body. So you could start either from top to bottom. Oh, my head, yeah, everything is fine. My forehead, okay, I'm feeling a little bit of,
Heaviness.
tingling here, or, what is it trying to tell me? And go down, go down, go down to your toes, or begin with your toes and go up and see how they're feeling. They're feeling restful or they're feeling, oh, there's some pain. And if you notice that the body is trying to, that's the way the body speaks to us, right?
Mm,
Because how else will it speak? It doesn't have a voice of its own.
right.
So that pain, that tension, that stiffness in the body
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is because the body is trying to talk to you. It's trying to catch your attention. And
Interesting.
you're not giving it that attention.
Yes. I
So
think in
now you
today's
begin to
time,
notice it.
yeah, in today's time, since it's chaotic, especially we can talk about those mothers who are sending three kids, even one kid, in the morning, then the husband goes. She is always on the go for at least an hour plus. Um, when you're talking about giving yourself 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I'm sure the in the audience, whoever is listening, if that mother resonates with what I just asked, what do you suggest to them? Because they don't have time. At least they think they don't have time. So what do you think they should do? Because in the
See,
morning
when you do,
it's 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 chaotic, right? I mean, I'm sure as a mother you understand what I'm trying to get at because I know even today
100%, 100%,
it's
100%.
difficult
I
to
get
get.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. And that's why I said a minute, 2 minute.
So they
Now,
get up early
all
still.
these mothers, all the, no, not get up early. Yeah. All these mothers who you're talking of, in myself included and yourself included, how many minutes, I'm asking, okay, minutes, do you spend on your phone?
Yes.
How many minutes do you spend
Oh,
just chatting or just simply worrying about things?
yeah.
How many
Right.
minutes do you spend watching Netflix?
Mm,
How many minutes do you spend gossiping?
mm,
And then to say, I don't have 2 minutes, three
agree.
minutes. All I said was 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That's
Agree.
it. 2 minutes in the
Absolutely.
morning, 2 minutes in the evening. Somewhere in between, just stop and check.
Yeah.
5 minutes. That's not much. And besides, look at it this way, right? If you have a healthy body,
Mm,
only then can you continue doing all that,
100.
right? Sending the children off to school, this and that. If your body takes a toll and it sometimes raises its intensity, and okay, now you can't do anything. So you're on bed. What do it's like we've all heard prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's like, why wait for it to crash and say, okay, you've been ignoring me for too long and now I can't do anything. So
Sounds great.
build that relationship. And to build relationship with anybody, you and I, right? We had to meet couple of times. We had to talk couple of times to
Yeah.
even come to a point where, okay, do I want to do or do you want to do a podcast with me?
Correct.
And this is a simple relationship. Relationship with your spouse, children, everybody requires some amount of time investment.
Yes.
And same as with the
That's
body.
wonderful. Okay, so let's move on to this question. I think it's something really important. Um, somatic healing, is it only for those who have gone through some trauma experiences, or is it for every individual?
See, healing
Hmm.
obviously is a word which signifies that something was, you know, it became bad or broken
Mm.
or hurt.
Or
Okay,
birth.
let's put
Mm.
it hurt, and
Yeah.
then healing needs to happen, right? You have you fell down, you hurt yourself, there's a bruise, and then healing needs to happen.
Yeah.
Now, for a small child,
Mm.
a simple fall
Mm.
and a bruise also is hurt.
Yes.
A fracture is also a hurt.
Yes.
Okay. And when you badly get into an accident and you have multiple fractures, that is also hurt.
Mm.
So hurt can be of any kind. It can be this small and it can be this big. It
Mm.
can be as small as when we were talking of experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and you said traumatic experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even if my teacher probably shouted at me,
That's enough.
I remember this incident when I was in grade 7 and it was my birthday, and my
Oh,
maths teacher because I was the class monitor
Okay.
and the class was shouting. And so when the teacher came in, the teacher was very angry and upset and said, what have you been doing? And gave me a big shouting and said, you're adding to the noise by shouting so much. And what's the point? And they are not listening to you. So what kind of monitor are you? I hold that memory, right?
Wow.
And if I say right now, how does it make me feel? Somewhere it doesn't make me feel good, right? But then later, the same teacher, once he got to know, okay, it was my birthday,
Mm.
he then, also gave me a lot of love and, told me, okay, go to the canteen, buy some sweets, let's distribute again in the class and all that.
Okay.
So I do have a good memory associated to that also.
Right.
It's mixed, right?
Correct.
And so that also could be trauma. Now, if it was not followed by that incident where the teacher had, bought me sweets or apologized or something, it could have been a memory which would have created some kind of uh,
Oh,
hurt in my heart. And, every time I think of it, or, I'd be wary of teachers like that.
yes.
Then I'll generalize and say, oh, all teachers are bad, right? So I might have been so, and this is how it depends on every individual how they take that experience also,
True.
right? So something that may bother you too much may not bother me as much. Something that bothers me a lot may
Mm.
not bother you as much. So depends. We can't really say and generalize, is it for all or who is it for? It's for those people who are aware, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
or want to be aware.
Okay.
It is for those people who want to live a more conscious life.
Oh,
It is for those people who believe more in, alternate medicine and not popping a pill and, like saying, okay, what's the big deal if you haven't popped a pill in 4 years? Well, then continue, be my guest. There's nothing wrong or right about it here. And we all also know that there are side effects of taking medicine, right?
yeah. That's so well,
So,
well explained. Thank you. Um, okay. There are times when I mean I feel my body does react to things, but
mhm.
we know when we know everything is fine, yet our body is saying something. Tell ourselves, okay, I know everything is okay, yet I'm feeling anxious, I feel tensed or unsettled. That happens, right? And what is the reason for that? Because for the listeners, it's you know we all go through, this is a very general experience we all go through. I woke up this morning, I was anxious, though I know why I was anxious because I was going to have a podcast with you. But there, that anxiousness was a good positive anxiousness because it was helping me get ready. But there are days when I wake up and I feel, I don't know why I'm feeling this. Yet I say, it's okay, I'll be fine. We do this. So, what do you think about those kind of experiences for people?
So if you start spending those 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening,
Mm,
somewhere in between check in,
mm,
your body will know that you're there and it's reminding, and then you can even talk to your body when you go a step further, like how as a somatic healer or as a coach, how I then, help my clients is build that relationship, start talking to your body, reminding the body that
mm,
it's okay, we're safe here. So in those moments when you feel anxious,
mm,
it's not a bad thing. Your
mm,
body is trying to give you a message. Okay, sometimes it may be that in the past something happened where things went wrong and the body is holding memory of it and now everything is fine, right? But it's just trying to tell you, okay, listen, last time this happened, now just be careful. Okay, so if you go back and ask the body, okay, what are you trying to tell me? Okay, it's only trying to tell you, take care of the mistakes that you made last time. It's not trying to stop you from doing anything.
okay, got
Now,
it.
just imagine if, you're walking by the lake and it's slippery and it's dark.
mm,
okay?
mm,
And you fall down.
mhm.
And okay, you get up, you hurt yourself, you're going and you continue. And your body is now holding that memory, okay? And the next time you're coming by that place and you're feeling scared,
It was good.
so you have two choices.
Yeah.
Either, okay, I'm scared now, I will not go only that side, right?
Yes.
Or no matter what. The second choice is, I'm scared because the last time I fell, now I stop and ask, what happened? Maybe I was not wearing the right kind of shoes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Maybe I was a little careless and I didn't notice,
Mm,
uh, the uneven terrain.
mm,
Maybe it was dark at that time. So now I have the option of saying, okay, this is what happened because the body is telling me, okay, I'm scared. Why am I scared? Because this happened. Now, this happened because of these reasons. So this time I can wear better shoes.
mm,
This time I can have a torch or, some kind of light with me.
mm,
This time I can take a walking stick or whatever is required.
mm.
I can be careful and then I can cross that if I need to, right? If I have to.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like the body is only trying to tell you a message by simply saying, "Oh, shh, it's okay. You go on. You're most likely to make similar mistakes again.
Mm,
And then if the same thing happens three or more times, the body or the mind also creates this bias. Oh, every time this is going to happen.
yes.
Okay.
So is it right to think that we should realize that our body, it often reacts faster than the mind, and it's like it's protecting us. Does it make sense or no?
I will ask you another question. Okay.
Okay.
At night, when you're sleeping,
Uh-huh.
how many times do you wake up and remind your body, okay, keep breathing, सांस लेते रहना,
Mm-hmm,
रो
mm-hmm.
मत जाना. Do
Yeah.
you remind it?
No.
You eat your food, and how many times do you remind it कि okay यार digest कर लेना please, हाँ? मतलब just don't
We
keep it
don't.
here only, okay? Let it go down only. So
We
tell me who's more intelligent?
mind.
The body.
The
The
body.
body.
The body is intelligent. Sorry, the
Body
mind is
is
telling. It's
the
it's
mind
doing
is
things.
sometimes the mind only interferes with what the body is doing. The body has been designed so beautifully by our creator that it just knows what to do. You don't have to, the mind doesn't have to say कि अब मुंह में डाला है तो इसको नीचे जाना है. It automatically knows it has to swallow, it'll swallow,
Following.
it'll do the rest of the job, and it's not doing.
Yeah. No,
It's
because
only when we forget
okay.
and we interfere and say, ah, मुझे तो बस इतना ही खाना है, मुझे तो बस इतना ही ये करना है, मुझे तो ये ही खाना है. Somebody told me to do this. If you stop and ask your body, okay, body, do you want to really? I'll tell you, this has happened with me also, right?
Mm,
A lot of us go on diets and we think, okay, but now this is the only amount I have to eat, or
mm, mm,
this much I should eat, right? Sometimes they say, you have to take 100 to 50 grams of protein, so you have to eat this much, less or more, irrespective, but we become rigid. And sometimes the body doesn't accept it because it knows how much it needs. So sometimes just tuning in and saying, body, what do you need? Sometimes, your body is telling you, enough, खा लिया, बहुत हो गया.
mm.
ठीक है? But somebody else says, नहीं यार, एक और ले ले, just
Oh,
take one more bite. Yeah,
yeah.
two more bites. Yeah, nothing, two more bites. It's okay, just you eat. Okay, and then you feel that pain, and then I should not have
I should
overeaten.
have
Where
eaten.
was the mind at that time?
Right. It was.
The mind can go into, because the mind is conditioned, right? The mind is conditioned, it has learned things from its environment. It has learned कि किसी को, if you have to please somebody, listen to them, it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all right to please them by listening to them. Okay, maybe it'll sound like disrespect if I don't take it.
Mm.
Okay, and the body is the body, it's independent of anything, so
And
it's telling you, but we do it because the mind is conditioned to believe,
mhm,
oh, this is good for
I
me. Oh, that is bad for me.
Okay, that makes
because I learned it somewhere.
I learned it. Exactly, yeah. But our body is conditioned the way it is. It is doing
Even when
its
the
job.
baby is small, right? The
Mhm.
first time that it's coming in contact with the mother, the baby just knows what to do.
Yes,
Nobody's teaching it,
yes,
nothing. And the baby's body also knows how to digest the food, how to do whatever. The baby doesn't has no idea what is stomach, what is liver, what is what,
well said.
nothing. The body just does the body stuff. It breathes, it sweats, it defecates, it digests everything if we allow it to do what it is best designed to do without interfering with our thoughts.
Mm, very interesting. So,
That's why they say, right, the best form of healing, and when the person has a heart attack or something, or very severe cases of injury, accidents, what do? They give sedatives and put the mind to sleep. The mind is sleeping, the body is resting. And when it's resting, it
it's
recovers because
that's
that time the mind is not interfering.
very interesting. Very well said. Thanks. Yeah, that makes so much sense now. Okay, people, like we are talking about somatic. So now the word, I'm sure the audience now also understands this is a word, somatic. But there, people might hear different terms around somatic work. Um, what are some of the common forms or approaches to somatic healing? If just briefly, if you can explain to us.
See, you may have heard of somatic yoga.
Mm-hmm.
You may have heard of breath
Can I,
work.
what is somatic yoga?
So in yoga also, what you're doing is when you move, there are certain movements
Yes.
which are yoga for healing, okay?
Okay.
And for emotional release also. That is somatic work. When you pay attention to how your body is moving and where it is feeling the pain, the stiffness, the stuckness, is all somatic work. And then gently how you can release it. So that can be there. Then, if we want to include the mind, then and the body together, so that then they create that connection, and when you become consciously aware of those things, it also helps. Like in my case, now I'm aware that if my head is paining, there
Mm.
is something, rubbish. I'm creating some shitty thoughts in my head.
Myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
so it
Self-imprinting.
helps. So
Okay.
that is coaching.
Okay.
In coaching, what we do when we do somatic work is we question and make the person, the client, aware of what is the mind thinking and how is the body responding to it and feeling. I had a pain in my shoulder for 20 years. It was stuck there.
Oh,
So it would go, it would come back. Every time that I was feeling low, it would, you know,
bring the
uh,
okay.
bring the pain back. I had no idea. I would think, okay, yeah, it's become whatever. And it was again after coaching that I realized I was carrying the guilt of not supporting my brother with his mental health.
Oh,
And
okay.
I lost my brother to mental health. So after his passing away, uh, that happened in April, that October, when we went out for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back, I slept, and 2, 3 days after that, my entire right side was very stiff. I couldn't get out of bed. And obviously, then the first thing is go to the doctor. And so the doctor said, okay, now this is signs of early osteoporosis, and now you'll have to take medicine, and,
Oh,
this and that, and all that happened.
wow.
Great. It also had a X-ray done. And in the X-ray, he showed me that, now you are getting bow legs and this and that. It's simply because the body was adapting to my thoughts of, I don't want to move ahead in life.
Mm.
There's nothing left.
Mm-mm. Oh, wow.
How can we move ahead when, such a thing has happened? So it was responding and creating all those conditions because I don't want to move ahead.
Oh,
So keep me stuck here. So, what coaching does is then it helps you become aware of those things, and then you can do something about it, right? And then you can take care of your body and mind and thoughts and then integrate. Other forms of somatic work are also breath work.
Mm-hmm.
Breath work is very somatic.
Okay.
So you have yoga, you have breath work, you have Pilates, you have meditation. All these forms are good. Everything works. It depends because each one is again different. Uh, what flavor of ice cream is your favorite?
Mm. Mm.
Tell me.
Mine, I'm not an ice cream lover, but if
Okay.
I'm offered, maybe maybe coffee.
Coffee. Okay. So, similarly, everybody has different preferences, right? So, now there's nothing wrong if somebody likes vanilla flavored ice cream. Nothing wrong if somebody likes, strawberry ice cream. Nothing wrong in that. We
Right.
accept it.
We accept.
Yet, if they don't think like us, then we become a little upset. So, everybody is unique,
Right.
and which is why what works for one may not work for the other. It
Right.
depends on how and what the person would like.
Right. No, that this is interesting. But um, so as a somatic coach, how do you support healing for anyone who comes to you?
So,
What?
as a somatic coach, my first session, I mean, the beginning of my session always begins with, okay, how are you feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling great. Okay, where in the body are you feeling great? Okay, so that's always a starting point of my sessions. Where in the body are you feeling it?
Mm,
I did a year-end reflection exercise with a lot of people, different groups, and my first thing was, okay, as you notice, just give the word give the theme of your ear a word, okay,
mm-hmm,
and then notice where in your body do you feel it. So
mm,
if you've noticed when you feel anxious,
mm.
right, uh, where do you feel it?
Oh God, I don't know. uh,
Most people, when they're anxious, they feel something in their stomach.
yeah, Acha, okay. For me, it's always I feel breathless at times.
Hmm.
So that's where I feel it is there for me.
So your breath, right?
Yeah,
It becomes faster or heightened,
yeah.
or
Just
so
because
you're feeling it, in the upper portion of
yeah,
your
I
this
feel
thing.
like crying.
Yeah, yeah. So, and then there is something called metaphysical anatomy, which which talks about, how emotions, different emotions, where in the body do they sit
Sit.
and how they are processed and things. So when we work deeply around those things. And also, as a somatic coach, mine is more to do with both mind and body, not just the body, but both, because just the body means I can't give you yoga exercises and postures. I can give you some meditation techniques and things, some grounding techniques, but not like, exercises that will help you release the stiffness in your body and all so
Right.
easily.
Okay.
uh, it may go with the conscious integration of body and mind,
Mhm.
and while it may need some support from stretching and other forms. So
So,
if does that answer your question?
yes, it does. It does. So, we're coming to the end of our podcast. At what point should someone consider reaching out to you as or any somatic coach instead of trying to manage everything on their own? When is that point where you think that person should come or take help from a somatic coach?
The answer lies in your question itself. You said when they're trying to manage everything. So when you're done trying and it's not working.
And sometimes, and especially, and now I see it's not only women, men are the same.
Yeah,
They they
absolutely. They're
they
human
consider
beings too.
themselves like, yo, we will manage. We are managing
Yeah,
fine. We
yeah.
don't need help. Right? But in today's time, I think it's very difficult for anyone to understand uh, that they have reached that point where they need help. They need to
So
go to someone. So, because you just talked about that unfortunate situation in your life. Um, I'm sure the audience and whoever is watching this podcast they must be having a thought right now, right?
Can I say something on that
Please.
note? If you had met me 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and even then it had been 18 years or 20 years, 18 years,
Mm,
I would have cried. I would have never shared it. I would never talk about it. I would never tell. Uh, for so long, I never spoke about it because I had the guilt, and also there was so much shame associated to these things earlier, back in the days, because we didn't understand,
mm,
right?
mm,
And today, why I talk about it and share about it is because I want people to know that we all go through these things. And, if something like that happened in your life, you probably did the best you could with the understanding and ability you had at that moment. And should you know better, you will do better, is my philosophy. And this is what I've learned through coaching. Everybody is doing what they can with the understanding and ability they have in the moment. So, what I did back then was what I knew back then, right? If I knew better, I would do better. And you said, at what point should a person come to a coach? I think when the person becomes aware, when
mm,
they've tried,
mm.
and when they want to move from managing, surviving to thriving. You may be managing fine, but are
Yes.
you thriving? The
Very.
idea is, okay, if you want to continue to manage कि
Mm.
बस ठीक है, किसी तरह काम चल रहा है, हो रहा
Ah,
है, I'll
ah,
manage. Go ahead, suit yourself.
yeah,
Please feel free. You have the possibility of thriving, right? So you're
very
missing out on that
right.
if you are not seeking support from a coach. The coach can only, coaches are there to support. I know, though, there is a very negative connotation attached to it these days because most people, another coach,
Ah,
another this. People ask me also many times, right? There are so many coaches now. And I say, yeah, there are so many problems now. There are not, if we are 8 billion people in the world, there are not 8 billion coaches.
so true.
So just how the mind creates that bias of, oh, everybody and everything. If you've met three or more, you'll say, oh, everybody nowadays is a coach. Not everybody is. It's not
Mm,
like that. And
mm.
then, like how, there are varieties of apple and you pick the apple that
Yes.
of your
You
choice.
get the
There may
choice.
be a
Yeah,
variety of coaches,
absolutely.
and you pick the one that suits and understands you, matches your frequency.
Mm,
There's one for everything. Now, if there are in we live in Dubai, okay, both you and I.
mm.
I'm not sure of the exact number, but if Zara probably has 10 outlets or 12
Yes,
here,
true. Yeah,
that's a lot.
that's
Sometimes two in a mall.
yeah.
Why? Because they want you to know we're around here. You want to shop, come. So there are coaches, they're just telling you, hello, healing is possible.
Mm,
Nothing wrong in having so many coaches.
mm.
They are just simply giving the message, healing is possible.
Oh,
Now it's up to you. You want to manage and survive, please be my guest. You want to thrive, come to one of us.
yes.
Simple.
So very well said. No, I totally agree because this thing definitely comes when I'm saying, okay, I'm doing a podcast with this coach. Oh my God, another coach. How is she different from the others? And this is exactly what I say. She would be different for you. She would be the one for you because uh, your energy matches. You think she is going to take care of you. So you're very right. There are many coaches. Everybody's there to help, and it's up to you. You want to take help from whichever coach you are.
Yeah, like you see, for example, sports personalities, right? They all seek coaching not because something is wrong, not because they don't know how to play, but
Yes.
because they want to thrive, because they want to elevate their level of game, right? Elevate their performance. And
Mm,
that's why they seek coaching. And that's same for human beings like you and me. Okay, we are not playing a professional game, but we're playing the game of life. So I say, let's make
very nicely.
this business of life,
Yeah,
let's do it better.
let's do it better. So this is the last question for you, and and I know you have given us a lot of tips on the way throughout this podcast. But if I have to ask you, uh, some realistic steps the listener can try to become more aware of their bodies, and not by, by doing big practices, just simple things. uh, I would say any of your top three you
Okay, so
give
my top three
everybody.
would be first thing in the morning when you wake up,
Okay.
notice how your body is feeling.
Correct.
Okay. And then pause, just sit with it for a minute and ask, like, okay, you can even begin talking, like, say, okay, hey, now we've got to do this. So we've got to get out of bed. So let's, make it, what do you think will make it easy for you? Okay,
Mm,
maybe another minute, maybe just jumping, maybe just stretching, maybe whatever, maybe a glass of water, maybe I'm thirsty, whatever.
mm,
Number two, during the day, do some check-ins and see, how are you feeling energetically in the body? How
mm,
is the body feeling? Does it just need some, sometimes it's very simple. Uh, Once I had a client who I was meeting online and she came for a session and she said, I mean, it's so this day, I'm like fed up. I'm so, I've had a bad day. Like everything is so chaotic. I'm just so thirsty. My throat is hurting. Everything is pain. I asked her, I said, are you okay? Like, do you want to reschedule? She said, no, no, I want to do it. I'm like, okay, okay, then just pause, sit. I said, just take a deep breath and now ask yourself, okay, what will make it easy? Just one question. Okay, ask yourself, what will make it easy? She said, a hot cup of tea.
mm.
I'm like, how difficult is it, or how easy is it for you to get tea at this point? Sometimes it's possible that it may be difficult because, it's there's no tea around.
There's no
Okay,
tea.
then you ask the next question, okay, what's the next best thing I can do? But for her, she said, yeah, easy. I can just call and somebody, call the pantry and they'll come. I'm like, why didn't you do it? Simply because we just keep going, right? We are
Yeah.
in that survival mode, not thriving.
Not thriving. Oh my God, this is so simple yet.
So the second thing is just ask what it needs and do it. Do conscious breathing for some time at least, because most of us, in fact, I would say, oh, okay, let me not
All,
say all, that would be wrong,
almost all
but
of us.
most of us do not breathe consciously. And so we
Yes.
take shallow breaths. So we do not oxygenate enough. When you take in enough oxygen,
Mm.
that gives the body, the cells, the power to
Now,
regenerate and rejuvenate.
correct.
So do conscious breathing. Our bodies were not designed to sit for very long.
Mm-hmm. 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 I can
We've
I
been
can
now
imagine.
sitting a lot, right?
Yes.
So just
Oh no.
stretch, do some stretching. See, when your shoulders are stiff, all it needs is just simple shake, 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 and just loosen up the body. Just so move.
Right.
That's it. So
That's enough.
move, breathe, and connect with your body.
Wonderful. My goodness, this is such simple ones, but uh, I hope the listeners they have learned a lot today. And before we close, I would love to leave our listeners with a gentle reflection. If you take just that one moment today to check in with your body, what would you notice? Somatic healing reminds us that the body isn't working against us, it's constantly communicating, asking for safety, rest, and awareness. Namita, thank you so much. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us and making this topic so accessible, because it's a topic, it's the word which is it's like a buzzword nowadays, it's going around, but it was very difficult for me even to understand. So I'm very grateful for your time, and I really hope all of you audience, you have enjoyed this episode, and please like, subscribe, and share. uh, it is going to help someone else from listening to this conversation. And I hope that this has resonated with you all. Feel free to leave a comment. We would love to hear from your thoughts on this. And I really am thankful for spending this time with us over a cup of tea. And for those people who would like to get in touch with Namita, I will be sharing all her details in the comment section. So please, if there is anything, go ahead and directly get in touch with her. Namita, you want to say anything?
I just want to say thank you, lots of love and gratitude, and keep moving your body, keep breathing consciously, and just tune in with it.
Agree.
And like you said, for all those listeners, should you want to connect, Farzana will be sharing my details. I'm here to support you to thrive and not just survive.
Excellent. So until next time, take care and listen to your body. Thank you very much. It was
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Namita. See you soon
Thank you.
again.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.